Hi, welcome to Just In Case. This is part 2 of the apple and pear beer. Actually, it's like halfway between part 2 because I decided to try and make my life a bit easier, so I went and did a bit of shopping. I was tired of messing around with this fermentation vessel. You see I put the lid on to show you. Okay, this thing is still fermenting like a mother fluffer. It's been 8 days. No, it's been 10 days. It's been 10 days. This thing's still going strong. I don't know why. I thought it would be over by now. It could be too much sugar. Who knows? I'm still experimenting at this stage of my life. So, ooh, that sounded weird. No, I'm not experimenting. You get my point. So anyway, I want to make my life a bit easier. So the first thing I want to do is I want to turn this fermentation vessel into something that I use to clarify with and to bottle from. So what I've done is I've bought a tap. Actually, I've attached a hose already. I've just bought a simple tap, which I'm going to stick into the bottom of this, and that will make my life a lot easier when I'm bottling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to clarify this particular batch of beer. So before I do that, I want to get the tap in. So before I do that, I need to put this somewhere else to continue fermenting. I reckon it's probably got at least a couple more days to ferment. So another thing that I went and got, which is going to hopefully make my life easier, is a plastic jerry can or carboy. I don't know what the right word is. And I added in one of these. This is just a normal non-return valve if you're using plumbing. What this is going to allow is for me to close this up tight, and nothing can get in here, but if the pressure builds up, it'll vent out here. So it's basically like a bubbler, but nothing to worry about. Just put it on and wait. Okay, so first things first is I want to transfer everything from here that is still fermenting. It's probably not a good idea to transfer it right now, but I want to transfer it because I need to put the tap in. So I'm going to transfer everything to my new fermentation vessel. Everything has been sanitized, including my jug. This is something else I bought. Biggest funnel you've seen in your life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer, this is just a sieve. I'm going to transfer everything into the new fermentation vessel. Okay, so this is the apple and pear mix. You can see it's quite active. I don't know if you can see all the bubbles on there. All the little brown pieces that you see inside there is actually banana. I bumped into a friend at the hardware store when I was buying my non-return valve, and we were chatting about beer because everyone's making beer in South Africa at the moment. And he said to me I should chuck a banana in. It'll apparently take away some of that bitterness. I had quite a bit of that strong bitter flavor with the pineapple beer. And he said, no, chuck a banana in and it'll take away some of the bitterness. I don't know how it's going to affect the flavor, but who knows. It's been in here for like 10 days. So I'm actually just going to strain it now so that there's no fruit or anything in here and let it just continue to ferment. Okay, so let me get that done. This has also been sanitized. Okay, so I'm just going to add this all in and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm almost done. I think I'm going to just pour this in now. It's actually amazing. Now that I've just got a very little bit in here, you can actually just see there's just bubbles. I mean, it's extremely active. Okay, let's just pour that in there. Nice. Okay, so now that can all go get cleaned, and then I can put the tap on it. While that's dripping in, I just wanted to show you something else I've done. Okay, this is basically just apples. I did pears as well because I had leftover. So all I did was I juiced. I've got two bottles. One has got pear juice in, this one's got apple juice in. I've just juiced the apples, strained them through a cloth into this container. I boiled this thing and whatever to make sure it's completely sterile. And the bubbles that you see there is the apples, like natural yeast that's forming. I only did it yesterday, so it hasn't inflated too much. But once it starts going, then I'm going to have yeast. I'm tired of using like bread yeast. It is not nice. I kind of use it out of necessity. I still don't have access to like proper brewing yeast and stuff like that, so I thought, well, let me at least try and make some yeast myself that's not a bread yeast, and see kind of if that's better. So once that is all done, then I can cap it and keep it in the fridge for months and just take it out when I need to. It won't be months though until I do my next one, but I'll tell you more about that in the next video. Okay, so I'm back after a few days. It's really, really cold here. We even had hail this morning. Okay, so I'm back after a few days. This has been brewing away. My valve seems to be working very nicely. You can actually see the vessel is not as square as it used to be. It's got a lot more round from the pressure. I am going on to the next step now. So my bucket has got the tap, and it's quite nice because when things do settle, hopefully the tap won't pull any of that up, so that's quite nice. So what I want to do is, this has just been sterilized. You can see it's still wet inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the beer into this, and then I'm going to clarify it. So let me just get that done quickly. Okay, so to begin with, this is not very clear at all. It doesn't look very appetizing whatsoever. So I'm going to attempt to clarify that. The reason I put it in the bucket is because once it's clarified, I just want to be able to pour it off from the tap, and then I'm not going to like mix it all up again. So it's actually going to stay on the counter for the next, I'm hoping it'll take about 2 days to do. Right, so I've started by mixing up some gelatin in a bit of warm water, and I'm going to be using that to flocculate this to basically try and make all the particles kind of drop to the bottom. Now, I have got instructions on how to do this and what ratios to do. They're all on my blog. I'll put a link in the description below and you guys can go check that out. So this is basically at a ratio of 1 gram per gallon. And all I'm going to do now is mix it in. You have to make sure everything is properly sterile when you do this. Okay, let's give it a bit of a stir. And a nice clean lid. So in a few days time this is going to be a lot clearer than it is now, and at that point we will bottle. We'll bottle, give it a few days to carbonate, and then hopefully we can enjoy the beer. I'll see you soon. Okay, so now it's time for me to bottle. I've left the apple and pear. I've left the apple and pear in the bucket for 2 days now to clear. If I can show you inside, it doesn't look pretty. It smells pretty. But I'll be honest, I tested this before and it's cleared really well. This is my beer. That'll keep it quiet for a while. I've just sterilized these bottles. I've still got some stuff in there. Okay, now let's have a look and see. I have had a look at this before I'm showing you. I just want to show you, in case you don't believe me, because it's worked a hell of a lot better than I expected it to. Look at that. It's like, it almost looks like water. So I'm going to just keep refilling these quickly and yeah, then we can bottle. Okay, so I'm finally at the end of this video. I was going to wait a few more days for the apple and pear beer to carbonate. It's been sitting for a day. I don't know if it's going to go when I open it. But it's time for braai. It's a nice day. It's been cold, crap, rainy weather, and yeah, it's South Africa, and the bottle stores are opening in 2 days' time again after being closed for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So in the spirit of having a drink, I'm actually not going to wait for these to be finished. I'm just going to crack it now. Let's see if there's any bubbles. I doubt it. No. It would probably bubble if I gave it a few more days, but I don't want to wait. It's like a pear wine. It tastes like pear wine. Anyway, it's really nice. It might bubble, but I'm not going to wait that long. Prohibition sucks. So yeah, I'm drinking this right now. I might save a bottle or two for later, but cheers.